Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my Netgalley Check In, and I'm not ashamed because I think it's kind of amazing how high some of these numbers are. I wish my ratio was higher still, but I've held steady with all of these new requests, which I think is astounding. Honestly, I think that is the biggest win we could ever have. But yeah, I've got to talk to you about my Netgalley because I have a ton of new books. I have a ton of books I've read. I'm doing ARC April, so I feel like a check-in now, early in ARC April, is good because by the time I check in again this summer, we could hit the goal. Who knows? Who knows? First thing we gotta talk about is what are my stats on Netgalley right now? Listen to me. I've held steady. I'm currently at 510 approved ARC, 387 feedback sent, which means I have a 76%. And according to my spreadsheet, with this number, I will be at 80 in like 19 books, which means my goal of 85 would be 44 books. That's a lot. I have a lot of books on Netgalley though, so I'm slowly like trying some of my really old ones, and I'm not really talking about them extensively here, but submitting DNF reviews for those when they're titles I just have no interest in anymore, versus marking them as not interested because I do not want to hurt my ratio. We got to get this ratio up before we can mark things as not interested. But like, I'm getting there. I'm actually getting there. And the fact that I've been approved for quite a bit since our last check-in, I think shows that I'm doing good. Because the last check-in, I was at 488 approved titles. So I've went up 12 plus titles, more than 12 obviously, this year. So I went up 1%, I've went up in titles. So like, I'm here, I'm doing this, it's happening. I'm determined to be over 400 reviews submitted by the time we check in again this summer. I did push this because I was not as high as I wanted to be. And I've went up an entire percent. So like, that's good. Every 4 or 5 books gives me another percent right now. I think it's every 5. Yeah, every 5 titles, it gives me a percent boost currently with my current situation. So that's good. And that's going to help. But yeah, I'm here. I'm making progress. I really would like to get, I'm never going to hit 100. That's not my goal. But I would like to get it where basically anything from 2020 and later is done. And then maybe next year we'll tackle my non-2020 releases, or like 2020. I don't know. It may not be 2020. We may do like 2021. I gotta look at how many I have. But I need to get it where like the last 2-3 years at least cleared. And then we'll start working backwards. So I keep walking this around on where it's going to be, because I'm just not sure, like, I don't know fully everything I have off the top of my head, right? So like, yeah, but my thought process is like, by the end of 2026, like, I don't want to have any 2026 arcs, and I don't want to have, hopefully, any 2025 arcs at least, if not 2024. And then read 2027 releases and 2022 or 3, like, depending on where we're at. Just kind of work our way through. Maybe in the middle of the year, we'll do like a scroll through everything I have on Netgalley. Maybe that'll be a good video. I don't know. We can talk about it. But as always, Netgalley is a service, if you are unaware, where you can get digital ARCs if you review books anywhere or have a book club and things like that. You don't necessarily have to have a platform to get ARCs on Netgalley, but it can help you when you do. All right, let's talk about all the new books I've gotten. Because there's a lot. There's a lot since the last check-in, obviously. Go through these. So first up, I did get Bromantasy, the new gay romantasy that's coming out. I'm very excited to read this. It comes out in May. I got West of the Wicked on audio and ebook by Nikki St. Crow. This is out this month on the 14th. So after this video. Before this video? Before this video. Or no, after this video comes out, you'll see that one available. I have Smoke and Scar, which came out early in April. Guardians of the Dawn, Suwa. This is like one of the only YA series I'm reading, and I need to actually get caught up on. I'm 2 behind now. This is a Sailor Moon inspired fantasy YA romance situation, and I'm very intrigued. This is out in August. Then we have Tentacles and Triathlons. The re-release of this is out this June. There's Something Fishy About My Boyfriend is out in May, and I'm really intrigued by this debut because it just seems so silly. It's also set on the Jersey Shore, by the way. So there's that. Embrace by Bel Cabra is out this August. Chase Me If You Can. This is one of 2 meteorology related romances coming out in 2026. So I'm excited to have this one. World's Okayest Oracle Reluctantly Seeks Demon is out in August. I loved Zom rom-com, so I'm very excited to read this one. The Very Definition of Love. This cover got me. Like, I wasn't going to request it, and then I looked at that cover and I was like, I really like that cover. So I did request it. Should I have? Probably not. On Thin Ice, this is a why choose bully hockey dark romance situation that I'm intrigued by. It is a Black author, so I'm just curious to give it a shot. Big Girl Blitz. I have the audiobook of this one. I'm very, very excited for it. It is going to be out this Tuesday after this video goes up. And yeah, I will be reading it very soon. Yes Chef by Grace Riley. I'm really excited for. I love this cover. I actually think this is a really cute illustrated cover. That's out this summer. I think in July, maybe June. I don't remember. Then I have a pack for summer. This is the finale in the Cozyverse series. And I'm very excited for this. I actually will be reading this in April. This is out in June. I also got the audio arc for Sea of Charms. This is the next book in the Sarah Beth Durst adult-ish books that she's writing. I love these. I think they're the perfect audiobooks. So this is out in July and I cannot wait. I also got an audiobook arc of This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me, which just came out and I will be reading soon. And I think I have the ebook too. So like when I read that, I'll have 2 more reviews done. That's the thing. I do have a lot where I have audio and ebooks arcs. So like I can, at 5 every 5 is like actually pretty easy if I like knock out a lot of those double ups. And then I got Lost and Found by Tara DeWitt, which like crashed Netgalley, so I wasn't gonna get it, but everyone was freaking out and I was like, well, I guess I'll just go request it, whatever. I also missed a read now for another book I really wanted, so I was like, this can slot in for that. Then I got Pray For Me, the next book in the Ali Oleander series. I loved Willing Prey, so I'm very excited for this one. And I got Devour Me by Emily Rath, which comes out this August. I probably will be reading this during Love in the Night. I'm not gonna deny that. Like, there's a high chance I'm reading this August release for Love in the Night. And then I got Songbird and the Gallows, which is Alta Hensley's Butcher and Blackbird-esque lights out mix-up, mash-up comp title situation. I'm intrigued. I enjoyed her Christmas stalker romances, so I would like to give this a try. I'm always looking for more kind of dark rom-coms, I feel like, that I think work. And I feel like she probably could write one that I would like. So that's the 20 plus titles I've gotten since we last talked, which, yeah, I guess that about maths out because I do doubled up on any that I also got audios on. So yeah, we're here. We have a lot. There's a lot to read. Then let's talk about everything I've read, and then I'll talk loosely about the ones I like hard DNF'd and some of that, and we'll talk about my pending. So, all right, what have I read from the last check-in, which was in January? So I read A Pack for Spring by Amelia Emerson. I enjoyed this one a lot. I actually liked it more than the first book in the series. I thought it was really cute. It was really fun. It was a very enjoyable read. This one follows our friend who is the seamstress in town and a very grumpy man that lives in the woods and works at the fire department. And he has like this condition and he's like very afraid to mate or be with an Omega because of his condition. It can make him like too aggressive. But he's also like actually avoided treatment, which it's just been interesting. Our neighbor florist, who is Iranian, is one of the other heroes. He's a beta and he is just adorable. I loved his dynamic with her. But yeah, overall, this was just fun. Like I had a lot of fun. This was less angsty than the first book that she wrote in this series, but I still had fun with them. So there's that. Then I read Heart Song by Essie Wendell. There is that reading blog where I read February arcs. This is in there. The next 3 are that. This is possibly one of my favorite reads. Is going to be in my favorite reads of 2026. This is a gargoyle romance. It is definitely, I didn't say it in the vlog, I don't think, but it is like for my fans of the Gargoyles cartoon. This has you. Like this book has got you. You need to read it because it gave exactly that vibe. So it is exactly what you want. And I loved it. I will not stop thinking about it. It continues to just like kind of float in my brain. So there's that. Then there's Still Into You by Erin Connor. This is her like love story or her romance for former emo Warped Tour kids, all that stuff, and it was so good. It follows a journalist trying to make it and her former fling, basically in that band, inviting her. Anyways, it's that band inviting her for their like final interviews before they release this final album, but not everyone knows it's a final, so it's that, and they're like spark reigniting. It's a really solid second chance. Then I read Crown of War and Shadow by J.R. Ward, another romantasy. This is her romantasy debut. She has the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and I don't believe anything she's written was romantasy before this. I enjoyed this. I don't think it's like the best thing I've ever read by any means, but it was really fun and enjoyable for the most part, and I'm intrigued enough that I would probably pick up the audio for book 2 when it comes out, or request the audio on NetGalley if I see it. But if I don't, like, and I miss it, it's not like a big rush. It had just a really interesting, not necessarily a total surprise of a twist at the end, but a twist that kind of had me mad. I I was annoyed. I was like pissed that was the twist, because now I'm intrigued as to what it means for the rest of the series. Then I read Nobody's Baby. This is by Olivia Waite. This is the second book in her Dorothy Gentleman's. I really enjoy these on audio. These are like closed room sci-fi mysteries in a spaceship. And this one is there's a surprise baby on the ship. And what does that mean? And whose baby is it? And they have to solve that mystery. It was very, very interesting. Then I read Love Out on a Limb, Volume 1. I'm trying to remember to request Volume 1 when they hit, and I'm intrigued by them instead of buying them. But I really liked Love Out on a Limb. It is in my Volume 1 vlog, but it has a setup that like is going to put a lot of people off. But it has a reveal at the end that the setup's not what you think, which is that she is attracted to her brother, but it's perhaps not actually her brother is the reveal. Spoiler, but not. Like, that's the end of Volume 1. Honeybee and Lemon Balm Volume 1, though, is definitely going to be one that I think a lot of people will like, because this follows a former Yakuza and a florist shop owner who takes him in and gives him a job and is basically helping him kind of get back on his feet. And they're like romance, and it's really, really cute. It's very sweet. I'm very excited for the second volume. Okay, then we have Embrace by Balacabra, which yes, I did just get. Yes, I have already read it. There is a review on Goodreads where I kind of have a spoiler, or I have a spoiler tag if you want more info on some of the representation in this around Alzheimer's and dementia. Anyway, sorry, Millie keeps walking in and out of the room, and I know y'all can hear it, and I'm just continuing to talk because she will not pick a spot. We've settled onto the couch, I think, so that's good. Anyways, Embrace by Balacabra is the finale in the Off the Ice series, and it was very good. I was very excited for this book. I read the tags for it, like the content notes in the beginning, and it was like dementia, Alzheimer's, death of a parent, and I was like, oh, shit. And then I was like, you know what, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna rip the Band-Aid off. I'm 5 months in, we'll rip the Band-Aid off. I was so glad I was not vlogging this week, because I just like sobbed my way through this book. What I'm going to tell you here and how I can talk about it on video without getting like emotional is different than what I can write or type. So if you have questions or queries on the representation, check that review and ask me any questions you have. I'm happy to answer them. This book, Kian lost his dad 4 years ago. So it's him navigating that and like having had his dad's illness kept from him, right? And him being this very like happy-go-lucky guy, which is the best. Like, our heroine is much more the black cat. And it's them navigating this, right? And in navigating this, we also learn that his mom has Alzheimer's and dementia. Same bucket, kind of. Anyways, she has that. His sister is taking care of the mom, and it's kind of keeping him out of the loop, and it's stressing him out. He would just like to be kept in the loop more, but his sister's like trying to protect him and let him focus on school and graduate and all this stuff. And part of his like need to graduate had to do with his dad. All these things tie into that. On page, his dad's death is discussed more than the Alzheimer's dementia is discussed. There is 2 moments specifically in which he is with his mom who has dementia, and Scarlett is also there on both of these instances. One where he like comes to see her because she's in the hospital, and one where him and Scarlett like go take care of her for the night so his sister can go out, because the sister realizes that she does need to keep him in the loop. So that's part of that discussion, right? But yeah, so it's on the page. It seems to be early mid stages, I would say. Like, his mom has a lot of anger when she sees him because she doesn't react well. She thinks it's his dad who's now passed because they look so much alike. So fair. Also, like, it wasn't on page a ton where I was like very upset. The things that had me personally like crying in this were discussions around the death of his dad and like the things you miss. So keep that in mind. Message me, ask me questions down below. I'm happy to type them out. I do not need to cry on camera, so we're gonna move on. I hope that helped. I loved this. This is like a 6-star. It was fantastic. Now let's talk about IDNFs. IDNFs, Hunt on Dark Waters, which you will see in a tri-chapter that may have went up or will be going up. I don't know which. Finley Donovan Digs Her Own Grave. I had 2. I had an ebook and an audio arc of this. I DNF'd both because, as I've discussed in my series check-in, I just kept debating if I even wanted to keep reading this series. I decided no. So here we are. I DNF'd Fruit of the Flesh by Ivy Ophelia. She was in a Romancelandia for some bad behavior. But on top of that, Teddy Hamilton narrated the audiobook of this gothic historical, and it messed with my brain. I couldn't handle Teddy narrating that, so I DNF'd it. Then Rook and Rebel, I also DNF'd because I just didn't find that first chapter intriguing at all, and the setup is like, it's supposed to be Lights Out-esque, and I was getting none of that, like 0 energy of that from the first chapter, which you gotta pull me in quick, right? So I DNF'd it. Then I did find a few young adult titles that I'm no longer interested in reading that have been lingering on my NetGalley that I didn't realize were there. So I did submit DNF reviews for those, and that's kind of where we got to our new number of 387 reviews submitted. And in good news, I currently only have one pending approval on NetGalley, and I will end up deleting it probably next month if I don't get approved, and that is In Stormy Weather by Chelsea Curto, because I've now read a book by her and I really, really liked it. So I feel like I want to read this. I also just kind of wanted to read both of the meteorology books that are coming out this year. But if I don't get this one, like, that's okay. I think one is like hurricane and one is tornado. But anyways, if I don't get this one, that's fine because I'm still going to read it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really, really diligently trying not to request things that I wouldn't just go get from the library anyways. So we'll see. That is where we stand right now on NetGalley. That feels really good. Like, I know it seems like not a lot of progress, but between the amount of approvals I've gotten and everything I've sent in, I'm feeling good. I feel like I'm making progress. I feel like we're moving forward. I think we're going to see a big jump. Because again, this month in April, I'm reading majority arcs. Like, pretty much if it's not an arc, I'm not reading it. Besides for Love in the Night. So there will be 1 week where I don't have enough paranormal arcs to only read that during Love of the Night. Like, if it's not an arc right now, I'm not reading it. So I'm hoping to really see myself get caught up on a lot of things this month. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. Otherwise, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for y'all right now. Otherwise, let me know the last arc you got or requested. And if you don't, or reviewed, take your pick. Or all three. I don't care. Y'all know. I'm nosy. I like to know. If you don't want to do any of that, you can leave me a mountain emoji down below. Because I've just gotten back from a little quick hop. Kind of. Towards the mountains more. Anyways, you can do that. I will have links to Be My Friend anywhere on the internet that I am. As well as links to all these books down below. And I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye.
Already packing. Come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action. What we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.